You are destroying yourself. And you call it love. You call it loyalty. You call it being a good person. But in the cold, unforgiving light of reality, it is none of those things. What you are really doing is slowly erasing yourself for people who refuse to change. You give them your time, your energy, your emotional strength, your patience. You stay longer than you should. You tolerate more than you should. You tell yourself that being strong means enduring everything quietly. But strength was never meant to be self-destruction. You believe that if you give enough, if you sacrifice enough, something will finally shift. That they will wake up. That they will change. That your suffering will mean something. But it never does. Because you are not saving them. You are sinking with them. And the worst part? Deep down, you already know this. The Stoics warned us about this trap centuries ago. They taught that true strength is not found in endless giving, but in self-command. In knowing where your responsibility ends. In understanding that your peace is not something you hand over to others. Marcus Aurelius wrote that we must protect the ruling faculty of the mind. Not sacrifice it to chaos. Not surrender it to people who refuse discipline. Being good does not mean tolerating dysfunction. Loyalty does not mean staying in harm. Love does not mean abandoning yourself. Some people do not want to grow. Some people do not want to heal. Some people survive by keeping others stuck with them. And one of the hardest truths in life is this. Not everyone is worth saving. Sometimes the most rational decision is distance. Sometimes the strongest response is silence. Sometimes the most loving act is to walk away. Today, we are going to talk about the people you must stop trying to save, not out of cruelty, but out of wisdom. Let us begin. 1. The architect of chaos. You know this person. Wherever they go, disorder follows. There is always a new crisis. A new disaster. A new emergency. Another job lost. Another relationship destroyed. Another situation that somehow wasn't their fault. At first, you feel compassion. You step in. You help. You listen. You advise. You rescue. You believe that this time will be different. But nothing improves. Because their chaos is not accidental. It is patterned. It is chosen. They ignore warning signs. They make impulsive decisions. They repeat the same mistakes while expecting different outcomes. And every time you rush in to save them, you become part of the cycle. You think you are helping. But you are actually feeding the chaos. The Stoics understood this well. When you remove consequences, you remove growth. You cannot save someone who thrives in disorder. The storm does not pass because you shelter them from it. At some point, you must stop being the umbrella. Let them feel the rain. Let them experience consequences. Let reality teach what you cannot. 2. The bottomless pit. This person is always in need. Always struggling. Always asking. Always taking. At first, they are grateful. They thank you. They promise change. They say this is temporary. You feel needed. You feel important. But slowly, something shifts. Gratitude becomes expectation. Help becomes obligation. Your sacrifice becomes assumed. And when you hesitate, when you finally say no, guilt appears. They question your loyalty. They imply that you owe them. The truth is harsh, they do not want independence. They want dependency. They want endless access to your energy. This is not love. This is extraction. Seneca warned that we waste most of our lives on things that drain us. And nothing drains faster than pouring into a bottomless pit. No matter how much you give, it will never be enough. You are not helping them. You are emptying yourself. 3. The smiling saboteur. This one is subtle. Dangerous. They smile at your success. They congratulate you. But something always feels off. Their words sound supportive, yet they plant doubt. Be careful. Don't get your hopes up. What if this fails? It sounds like concern. But it is envy in disguise. Your growth threatens them. Your progress exposes their stagnation. And instead of rising, they attempt to pull you back down quietly. The Stoics taught discretion. Not everyone deserves access to your victories. Keep your progress private. Protect your momentum. You cannot save the envious. Distance is the cure. 4. The professional victim. This person lives inside their suffering. Every story returns to their pain. Every conversation circles back to how life has wronged them. You try to help. You offer solutions. But every solution is rejected. Because healing requires responsibility, and responsibility threatens the comfort of victimhood. Their pain becomes identity. Their suffering becomes currency. And when you step back, they turn you into the villain. You cannot heal someone who refuses healing. Carrying their burden only delays growth and destroys your peace. Epictetus taught that we are responsible for our own judgments, not others' lives let go. 5. The stubborn know-it-all. They ask for advice, then ignore it. They repeat the same mistakes while rejecting every warning. Their ego blocks wisdom. Their pride resists correction. You explain. You guide. You warn. Nothing penetrates. You cannot teach someone who believes they already know everything. Reality must be their instructor. Step back. Let consequences speak. 6. The scorpion. This is the most painful one. They betray you. You forgive them. They betray you again. They promise change. They apologize. They swear it was the last time. But it never is. This is not a mistake. It is a pattern. A scorpion stings because that is its nature. And every time you forgive without boundaries, you teach them that hurting you has no cost. Forgiveness does not mean unlimited access. Love does not require self-betrayal. Sometimes the only path to peace is permanent distance. Final Stoic truth. These are the people you must stop trying to save. Not because you are heartless. But because you are wise. Protect your peace. Set boundaries without apology. Choose self-respect over sacrifice. This is not selfishness. This is survival. And when you finally stop rescuing the unsavable, something powerful happens. Your energy returns. Your clarity sharpens. Your life begins to grow. You were never meant to save everyone. You were meant to save yourself. Welcome to Stoic Thoughts. Choose discipline. Choose wisdom. And above all, protect your peace.